On a sun-splashed ranch in the verdant heartland of horniness, hard-working podcasters harvest boners at the peak of plump perfection. Ah, it's Hard Choices. At Hard Choices, we combine only the most select selection of fictional characters with a rich gravy of good old-fashioned fucking for a podcast treat you won't want to share. For lots of reasons. Introducing new commercial mascots flavored Hard Choices. Will it rank 21 commercial mascots to find the median, the zenith, and the nadir of mascot fuckability? You bet it will. But here at Hard Choices, it's about more than quality rankings at affordable prices. We believe it's all about the brands we positioned, the markets we penetrated, and the audiences we saturated along the way. I'm MeganBob, and my boner isn't just the throbbing president of Hard Choices, it's also a throbbing member. Joining me today to catch what these corporate spokesmen are pitching, we have Kit Mulkerin.
I am high in trans fats.
Good to know. I will eat you last.
But but that's I'm tasty. That's how you know.
We also have a Hub.
Robble, robble, you've torn your dress. Robble, robble, your face is a mess.
And joining us from the One Shot Network, we have James D'Amato.
I'm James D'Amato, and I'm part of a complete breakfast.
Oh.
I know. I was like, these are all very sexy. What is this episode?
The same kind of complete breakfast that has like a random orange and
some bran.
Yeah. Got a random orange, a bowl of cereal, just a plate of fruit, and a Switch.
Here's how it works. We penetrate deep into the roots of each host's lists, moving from the median to the nadir of sexy mascots. Then we rise with patented quad boner action to each host's scientifically proven peak of fuckability. These claims have not been evaluated by the FDA. Along the way, each host will release up to 3 extra strength big feels to form a layer of horny analysis around those stubborn extra feelsy mascots. Finally, a nourishing blend of all 4 lists will form one definitive fuckability ranking that your family is guaranteed to love. Warning, Hard Choice is not intended for family use. All rankings are for entertainment purposes only. Some unpacking required. Ask your doctor about Hard Choices today. Just ask them about the show. Maybe they like it.
We really want to grow in doctors. Like that's the market for this show.
I mean, do you think your doctor doesn't want to fuck Tony the Tiger? Because I feel like that's presumptuous. I mean, that's just a base state of being. Fuckability isn't just about what they look like. It's about what they fuck like. So assume that you are into them, they are into you. How good is the sex? And what is it like? And so we have our list of 21 characters that we will be ranking. And before we get into these precious, beautiful mascots, we have some honorable mentions that we need to cover. Number 1, Colonel Sanders. A real person, which was not necessarily a deal breaker so much as the way that the KFC Corporation has taken his corporate image and used it mercilessly. There's a sad video on YouTube if you want to know more. If you don't want to know more, just know it's sad and that's enough. Number 2, the Vlasic Stork. He was on the list whenever we originally assembled this list, because the way that we assembled it was I gave it to the patrons of Hard Choices, and they did a ranking of those characters, and then the characters who got in were the ones who, made it past the post of like 5% of the vote. The Vlasic Stork did not make it. The Vlasic Stork, however, I think does he have a New England accent, Hub? Where the fuck is he from?
In my mind, he does. I might be conflating him slightly with the Pepperidge Farm guy.
Yeah.
But I think he's probably supposed to be like an old man from Brooklyn, maybe? I might just be getting that from the pickles thing. Definitely an old man.
I like that he's a stork who wears tiny, like a pince nez. That's weirdly hot. So, also, I think he wears a waistcoat, if I'm remembering correctly. And look at those gams. Those fucking gams. Uh-huh. Have you seen his legs? Number 3, the California Raisins. There was a cartoon. They had a band. I think they can surf. Look, I'm just saying there is a groupie situation possible here. And while this is not the band I want to be a groupie for, it is a band that I could be a groupie for. And like, I don't know, that's like one of your fucking merit badges, isn't it? Like, that's how you earn one of them. Look.
Disgusting.
Raisins are one of those foods. You know, you love them or you fucking hate them.
I mean, I don't like raisins.
Oh, there you go.
The oral sex would be a chore for me on just a very difficult to express level. Number 4, the red and yellow M&Ms. We've all wanted to fuck J.K. Simmons, right? That's just a universal experience. Now, would I rather fuck him as J. Jonah Jameson where he's yelling? Yes, I would. But I will take a yellow M&M.
Now, what about Billy West?
Is he the red M&M?
Yeah. That's Fry from Futurama. Amongst other voices.
I hate Fry from Futurama. He seems like such a dumb fuck boy. Well, obviously we're going to have a Futurama episode at some point, and I can vent my Fry feeling. Maybe by then they'll be different. I hate him less than Bender. How's that?
Oh, wow, you hate Bender more. Interesting.
Look, I'm not saying I wouldn't fuck either of them, James. I'm not going to say that. I'm not out here with any crazy takes.
We can't deep dive on Billy West because he is like half the Futurama cast. He's also Farnsworth and Zoidberg and Zap Brannigan. So there's a lot going on there.
Well,
I would like to
not many of them are fuckable.
I would just like to bring up that J.K. Simmons had an action figure that canonically had desk pounding action. So
holy shit, yeah.
Oh man. And here he is. The man has range because he can do that and also be the sweet yellow M&M. So
I think the yellow M&M has desk pounding action too. That's J.K. Simmons' secret in any role that he plays. The character always has desk pounding action.
Okay, we can't get into it. I'm gonna need fanfic later, and we cannot stop for this.
We are in honorable mentions and learning so much already.
I know. Number 5, Jack Box, the guy from Jack in the Box. I don't know, something about that unmoving face above you. That doesn't do nothing for me. I also appreciate he loves stoners. That's nice. You should feed stoners. Who else is going to feed them except for Taco Bell? And sometimes, guys, Taco Bell's too far away.
Yeah.
There's a great short horror film starring him where the king from Burger King is the murderer.
Oh my
it's
God.
Pretty cute and fun.
You know so much about the internet, I feel. This is amazing. I know none of this.
Seems like a blessing and a curse, honestly.
All right. Finally, number 6, Flo from Progressive. I remember when the Flo commercials first came out, America fell in love. We all loved the little hair bump, the red lipstick, the winged eyeliner. We all fell in love. I just couldn't figure out how to put regular ass person on the list in the midst of all of this. And then also it felt weird because that is her career now. And I didn't want to just go like, hey, just an entire referendum on your career. How fuckable is your career? But I would say we would all agree it's very fuckable. So I guess I'm offering this referendum regardless. Flo, you were hot then. You're hot now. You're going to die hot. That's how it is.
Cursed to die hot.
I know. And now to get into the 21 characters that we actually will be ranking and trying to understand our most complicated and strange feelings about.
Number 1, Captain Morgan. Representing Captain Morgan Rum, this dashing crimson-clad pirate is loosely based on the 17th century privateer Henry James, except his gimmick is putting his foot up on things instead of being a plantation owner.
That's nice.
So.
Yeah, good career change. Number 2, the most interesting man in the world. Representing Dosaki Spear, a suave silver fox with a lifetime of stories, who advised us to stay thirsty. And I always have.
Number 3, Mr. Clean. Representing Mr. Clean Cleaning Products. A bald, burly man with an earring clad in pure white. His given name, according to official sources, is Veritably, which is ironic since that's obviously a fake name.
Number 4, Kool-Aid Man, a walking pitcher of red Kool-Aid, a sugary drink targeted at children. When you're thirsty, he crashes through a wall shouting, "Oh yeah!" Sorry, that's as deep as I can go, guys.
No, it's pretty good.
When you're not thirsty, he's on the other side of the wall, waiting. Presumably.
Number 5, Geico Gecko, representing Geico Car Insurance, a mild-mannered gecko with an English accent. Gecko sounds a little bit like Geico, a fact that has enthralled American consumers for 20 years.
Number 6, Tony the Tiger, representing Kellogg's Frosted Flakes cereal, a broad-chested anthropomorphic tiger wearing a kerchief, known for his catchphrase, "They're great." He says it in a stereotypical tiger accent, but it would not be appropriate for me to do it.
Number 7, Ernest J. Ernie Keebler, the apple-cheeked, floppy-hatted leader of the Keebler Elves, representing Keebler, a cookies and cracker brand. We could have put one of his subordinates on the list, but come on. Nobody's trying to fuck the vice president of Elf Cookies when Ernie's around.
Number 8, Poppin Fresh, aka the Pillsbury Doughboy, representing the pastries branch of the Pillsbury Company. A little dough guy in a chef hat who giggles when you poke his belly. Yes, you, whoever you are, it doesn't even matter. Poppin is thirsty for belly pokes and he'll take them from anybody.
Number 9, The Noid, representing Domino's Pizza, a little man in a red bunny-eared bodysuit, driven by hate to make delivery pizzas late and cold. Finally, a rational explanation for why hot things gradually cool.
Number 10, the Burger King, representing Burger King fast food restaurants. A freakish megacephalic monarch who intrudes creepily on the lives of his subjects. Have it your way, Burger King once promised. No burger gods, no burger masters, and yet we bend the knee.
Number 11, McGruff the Crime Dog, the face of a long-running anti-crime campaign. A hard-boiled bloodhound detective who, despite his confusing title, is against crime? If he were for crime, he would be McGruff the Law Dog. Wait, does that make sense?
Number 12, Smokey Bear, representing the Wildfire Prevention Campaign, a talking bear who carries a shovel and blames you personally for wildfires. You'll be relieved to learn that we can all see him. It's not just you.
Number 13, Chester Cheetah, representing Cheetos Snack Foods, an anthropomorphic cheetah who wears cool guy shades and lives fast, as he should, given his salt intake.
Number 14, the Jolly Green Giant, representing the Green Giant brand of canned and frozen foods. This enormous green plant-wearing himbo, memorialized in statue, was created after multiple people visiting the hometown of Green Giant Foods asked, "Where's the giant?" And for tonight, at least, the answer is anywhere you want him to be, baby.
Number 15, Mr. Peanut, representing the Planters Snack Food Company. An upper-class peanut in a monocle, top hat, and spats. Eating the rich has never tasted this good.
Number 16, Toucan Sam, representing Fruit Loop cereal. A blue toucan whose follow your nose slogan has taught generations of kids to locate breakfast cereal by scent and then just eat it where it lies.
Number 17, Hamburglar, representing McDonald's fast food restaurants, a masked thief condemned for stealing burgers that he craves, even though the other mascots seem to have plenty, somehow. You may think Grimace has a job. The system is rigged.
Number 18, Count Chocula, representing Count Chocula's cereal. Though he looks like a stereotypical vampire, Chocula actually feeds exclusively on his own cereal, not blood. Arguably a worse curse. Blood is tough to get, but at least it's not seasonal.
Number 19, Eustace Tilley, representing the New Yorker magazine. This top-hatted dandy looking at a butterfly through a monocle has graced the New Yorker's cover almost annually since 1925, an iconic reminder of his magazine's mission. It's about the pretentiousness.
Number 20, the Gorton's Fisherman, representing Gorton Seafood, a frozen seafood brand. This bearded fisherman in a traditional yellow oilskin jacket helps frame fish sticks in a positive light, unlike his failed counterpart mascot, the Gorton Slurry Extruder.
And that guy is nasty.
He a freak.
Number 21, the people in the Thomas's English muffin carriage. What are these four doing in a horse-drawn carriage that involves a horn and English muffins? Something tastefully veiled in silhouette. That's all we know.
That one's James's fault right there.
Yeah.
And with that, we now begin with everybody's median, their number 11. James, who is your number 11 on this list that is arguably made of nothing but nightmares?
That's Gorton's Fisherman.
Ooh.
This is a classic salt of the earth silver daddy. You know, the reason that he's on the lower end of this spectrum is honestly, that job is not an easy one. I kind of think he's just going to be tired most of the time. So despite being pretty attractive and also despite being, you know, a hard-working union man, I kind of think he's just not giving it all in the bedroom. And that's fine because we appreciate just looking.
That's beautiful. Kit, you're number 11.
Toucan Sam. I just don't think this bird gets horny very often. But when he does, he's a service switch. I believe that. He clearly gets off on making others happy.
Aww. All right, Hub, you're number 11?
The Kool-Aid Man.
Whoa. Okay.
I mean, I'm not as big a fan of enthusiastic ineptitude as Bob may be. But, you know, there is a certain charm to it. And he is just so damn enthusiastic and so clumsy. He's not going to know what he's doing at all, but he's going to be really into it and really appreciate it and also not have any idea if you know what you're doing. So, you know, kind of nice.
I like that that's number 11. We can only do better from here. All right, my number 11 is the Geico Gecko. Absolute service top, cannot do enough for you. Wants to make you so happy that you leave your other insurance, lover. I think he will get results, but I feel very strongly that he's not going to want me to reciprocate. And even if I do reciprocate, he's not going to value it if I do. And I just cannot have that. I'm like, no, no, I can't, that cannot stand.
Interesting that you think he's a top.
Oh, okay. All right.
We'll explore this.
Yes. Yeah. Put a pin in this for later. All right. Moving down to number 12. James, who is your number 12?
That'd be the Kool-Aid Man for me. This is a man whose body is made of glass and face is made of condensation. I don't see a lot of interacting with that. Even it, like, again, given the fact that like he is, you know, very exuberant, very, very explosive in how he expresses his emotions. It's like there's a limited amount of things that we can do that don't get so wildly kinky because I don't know what happens when you interact with the Kool-Aid that's inside his body. That's, you know, I really don't know what happens. I don't think I want to find out. So yeah, he's lower on the list only because there are true monsters beneath him.
Kit, you're number 12.
Chester Cheetah.
Whoa.
I'm sorry if this sounds cheetah racist, but he seems like a fast talker with no chill who's going to come way too quickly. And I do say that with the heavy heart of a Flamin Hot Cheetos fanatic. I'm so sorry. So sorry.
Are they still going to let you buy Flamin Hot Cheetos after that? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you may have had your last Flamin' Cheeto.
You're about to become a Takis fan.
Yeah.
No, I can't go back.
You're going to have to write some XXX rated fanfic to get back in their good graces at the Cheeto Company.
Oh, God. Okay. Can you proofread that for me, Bob?
Yeah, totally.
Thank you.
I'll totally. Yeah. Hub, you're number 12?
The Geico Gecko. You know, he seems very pleasant. His infatuation with getting things done in 15 minutes or less, I think, might be a drawback.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, he seems fine.
Maybe mine is not fine, but I have thoughts. Okay. Number 12, the Noid. Wow. You may be thinking, you're an idiot. Okay. No, wait. Hold on. fucking galaxy brain here. Galaxy brain. Allow me to put it this way. He has tried and tried for years to stop things coming in 30 minutes or less and failed every single time.
Ooh, that's interesting.
I think we're going to be fine. I think it's going to be okay.
All right.
I mean, that just might mean that he has a severe denial kink, which,
But again, I don't hate this. This is workable. I mean, it would be nice if that was like what it said on the tin, but you know.
So wait, it's a plus that things always come faster than he wants them to?
No, wait,
No.
no.
The Noid works hard to make sure that you don't come. That's his thing. He gets off on denying you stuff.
But he
Oh,
failed.
but he's bad at it. Okay.
Well, he's not better than Domino's. If Domino's Pizza has committed to make you come, then the Noid isn't going to be able to stop that.
That is good news.
The only update I'm looking for on my pizza tracker.
Okay. I'm going to start with number 13. Mine is Toucan Sam. The smell thing is weird. I don't know how I feel about that, but I feel like this does open up. Depends on how we play this, but it could be like all right, you pretend you're a bowl of Fruit Loops and you go fucking hide somewhere in this Walmart. I know, we're very classy people, me and Toucan Sam. And then like, wherever I find you, we're just going to fuck, even if it's in the tire section. Be like, great. We can never go to that Walmart again. Okay, my bad ideas aside. Hub, who is your number 13?
The most interesting man in the world.
Oh, okay.
Look, most interesting man in the world is fine. And I mean that literally. He is very fine. He's a very attractive man. He does suffer from being just a regular-ass human being on a list where there are many other options which would normally not be possible in the world or society. And he also suffers because I think at a certain point with his stories, it's just going to be enough already. Like, I've been to too many, like, Friends music shows where the opening band has a little story about how each song was written in between each story. And even when it's a good story, sometimes you just want to get to the fucking music. And I think that would be an issue with him. I can also just see it being kind of exhausting if you're like, oh, hey, I'm sorry, I'll be right back. I need to go to the bathroom. And he's like, oh, yes, I went to the bathroom one time. We did coke off a werewolf's tits with Janis Joplin. And I'm like, okay, no, I get it. But he's like, no, this is just how I empathize. You say something and it reminds me of something from my life so I can show you that I've experienced similar things. Only with Janis Joplin. And yeah.
And a werewolf and coke and tits.
Exactly. So, yeah. I mean, I think we've all been there and met that kind of person, so.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Okay. Kit, you're number 13.
McGruff the crime dog.
Ooh.
This dog has seen some shit. You can tell by those world-weary eyes. I infamously love a sad boy, but this, I can't help this.
My number 13 is also McGruff the crime dog.
Go on.
Wow.
And, you know, it's undeniable that McGruff is sexy. He's got an alluring mystique around him, but he's also a fucking cop. So he suffers for that. The only reason that he's registering this high is because he's a sexy dog.
It's so true. It's so true.
Fun to fuck his wife, though.
Oh.
Sure. And that should be your ACAB policy.
Yeah.
Fuck the wives of cops.
Oh, that's beautiful. All right, Hub, your number 14, please.
Toucan Sam. Seems like a nice enough guy. I generally like a big nose. I think that's a good look. But cloaca's a deal breaker.
Oh, wow.
Aw,
Yeah.
Wow.
really?
That's going to limit you on this list.
I know. Frankly, I had forgotten that the Geico Gecko was in there.
What is it about the cloaca? You just don't...
I don't care for birds. I'm scared of them.
Oh, okay. Well, that is
I
valid.
mean, the Noid has a cloaca. Did you factor that into your decision?
Oh, I did.
He's not a mammal? Oh, no.
Oh, geez. Who knows what the fuck the Noid is? I'm gonna find out, though. Okay. James, you're number 14.
My number 14 is Geico Gecko. This seems like a normal kind of easygoing dude. My problem is he is into polyamory, but he doesn't want you to be polyamorous. He wants you to make a commitment to him, and he wants to make a commitment with everybody else, which I don't think is good. The other thing is I cannot ignore the fact that I would simply annihilate him physically.
Yeah.
Because he is so small. There's not a lot of interaction there.
Yeah. It's a real risk.
So if he needs me to sign a contract, but he's like fucking around town, it's like, no, thank you. No, thank you. Because I would murder you, actually.
All right. My number 14 is the Burger King. I am literally never going to know when he is about to come because his face does not change and he does not talk. There will be zero way to tell. And that's not the worst thing in the world, but it's definitely going to make things very confusing. Also, unless we're doing a bunch of hand signals, I will never know what is working and what is not working. And I don't want to fuck a mime, I guess is what I'm saying. Or if I want to fuck a mime, I want to fuck an actual mime, not somebody who has like fallen ass backwards into like a mime lifestyle, I guess. All right. Kit, who's your number 14?
Count Chocula. He's kind of a weak-ass Bela Lugosi impersonator. With the way he's outshone by Frankenberry, I think he's gonna come on all like sexy vampire-like, but I don't think he's gonna put his money where his fangs are. You know? I don't see it.
All right. Kit, number 15.
Oh, me again. All right.
Yeah.
The most interesting man in the world. I don't think this sex is going to be the best thing that's ever happened to me because regardless of how charismatic and interesting this dude is, he's very masculine. And I'm not talking about appearance because he is, but whatever. But in worldview, it's going to be hard for me to enjoy a man so masculine. He's like never heard of the word manscaping and is like kind of proud of that. So no, I'm not that thirsty.
Oof.
I also, for my number 15, had the most interesting man in the world.
Oh, wow.
God. Okay.
And for very similar reasons. There's no way this dude is good at sex. There's absolutely no fucking way he's good at sex. The only reason that he is registering this high for me is I think the experience of fucking him means I'm going to get to have a very good scotch. So I will let that happen. But I'm also like, I think it's because he owns the scotch, not because I think he drinks the scotch. Because again, when he drinks beer, he drinks Dos Equis. Drink a fucking bottled water, why don't you?
I have a friend who has a Dos Equis tattoo, but that is only because he used to be straight edge. And then when he lost his edge, he just drew the Dos Equis logo around the X for straight edge.
Wow.
That is the only thing more hilarious than being straight edge in the first place.
Hub, you know the best people. My number 15 is Ernie Keebler. I think he's too much of a career man. So even whenever he really wants to focus on me, on us, I think he's going to be distracted the whole time because he's in this high stress management position. Like you've seen those other fucking elves. They can't handle their shit. So I think this is the guy who fucks with his phone on vibrate so he doesn't miss a call, which I like, no, please don't be that guy. Hub, who is your number 15?
Mr. Peanut.
Okay.
Just a wealthy industrialist, used to getting his own way. Evil, I think, which goes along with the wealthy industrialist, and has been rich his entire life, has no compunctions about selling out his own people. And the fact that he has been wealthy his whole life and is evil leads me to believe that he is just going to be into some shit that is just too much for me, that I want no part of.
All right, James, you're number 16.
My number 16 is going to be the Hamburglar. The Hamburglar is a weird, fucked up monster. I don't want any piece of this, really. I would go through many pains to avoid it. If you're a fan of the Neoscum podcast like me, you know that Hamburglar is kind of like a Cronenbergian monster. You just don't want to fuck with that.
Hub, you're number 16.
My number 16 is Eustace Tilley. I would enjoy hanging out with Eustace Tilley. I would enjoy trading bon mots with Eustace Tilley. I think it would be a good time. I think that he is the kind of person, though, that you would just go back and forth with the double entendres and think it was going somewhere. And then when you called him as like, okay, now it's go time, then he'd be like, no, I just want the double entendres. And it would just be frustrating. Also, he's he's definitely a drunk, right? Like, just way too drunk to fuck. Always.
I hadn't thought of that, but you may be right.
I can't picture him just not drinking a martini. I know he's, I don't think he is in the cartoon, but in my mind, he always is.
I mean, he's from the 1920s. Like, the odds that he's sober are extremely low. Okay, Kit, you're number 16.
Kool-Aid Man. He's got himbo energy, which is normally my thing, but also a lot of dad energy, which is less so. He seems sweet and enthusiastic. I just don't think I'm gonna call him back. Sorry.
Aww. My number 16 is Count Chocula. It's like, I don't care how into me he is. He lives off of a seasonal food, and this is going to end. This is like, I guess, being with somebody who has a, some kind of like thing that they absolutely have to have in their life. So like going, okay, I need you to create an account. So he's going to be like pressuring me to go on, eBay, make an eBay account, help him order more Count Chocula cereal because he's already on like a watch list because he's bought so much goddamn cereal. And
please, my powers. Fading.
Yes. And my point is, no one in this world can make me come hard enough to make it worth making an eBay account.
Wow.
I know. It's, I have to draw a line. eBay is a garbage website. Useful to have, but, oh, Lord. All right. Kit, you're number 17.
Gorton's Fisherman. I think his life, his love, and his lady is the fish sticks. I got the fish, and I could get the stick, but I get seasick, so I'm a pass.
I'm going to go for number 17, McGruff the Crime Dog. I want it to be good. I want it to be... I want the noir fuck. He's got a trench coat. He's got the gravelly voice. He's seen some shit. But it's not. It's not going to be that. It's going to be the guy who wants missionary and has a thin blue line sticker on his decommissioned Crown Vic.
Yeah.
I know. And he's going to get weirdly uncomfortable if I want to be on top. And it's like, the pain of that. And I look at that hot ass dog and I am so upset. But I can't hide the truth that's in my heart.
And, I think the worst thing is he wants to serve his dick Chicago style. So there's like a
there's
full
sports peppers
salad
on it.
top of there. Yeah.
Oh my God. James, who's your number 17?
My number 17 is going to be Ernest J. Keebler, head Keebler elf. This is a Nabisco product, which means it's a Nestle product. He has done unspeakable things. Ernest J. Keebler has overseen death squads. He's a fucking monster.
No, I appreciate that we're like, no, he is a war criminal, and we can't.
Yeah.
But there's people who are worse than that on this list. He's only number 17.
He's only 17. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's like, emotionally, I can't distance myself from that, but like everyone kind of below him, I feel like there's a physical danger or a similar kind of emotional danger, as we'll find out on my number 18.
All right. Hub, who is your number 17?
The Burger King. Just not a fan of monarchy, and I don't know. If I knew to explain why I don't want to have sex with the Burger King, then what are we even doing here?
I mean, he's not a straight up no for me, so I am curious, but that is why I have this show. All right. Number 18. I will start off. Poppin Fresh. Ooh, okay. He is a wow boobs. Like, he will always say wow when you take off your bra. But the fucking moment I touch him, he will be giggling.
Yeah.
about 2 minutes of that, and it's going to be the fucking Sahara Desert down there. I could get through it, but I don't want to be haunted by that giggle for the rest of my life. All right, Kit, you're number 18.
Smokey Bear.
What?
If Smokey was a human, he'd be a bear and a peepums, neither of which I'm into. And he'd probably want to fuck in the woods, which I'm really not about. I love nature, but it needs to stay far away from my genitals.
Okay.
He is nature. Yeah.
All right, James, you're number 18.
My number 18 is Eustace Tilley. Same reasons for Ernie Keebler the elf. Eustace Tilley is a socialite in the 1920s.
Mm-hmm.
He is anti-labor and committing his money to that. He is about to crash the economy. He is about to participate in the Dust Bowl. He is a monster, irredeemable. There's no way he gets near this dick. He doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, though. You're so right. All right, Hub, you're number 18.
Chester Cheetah.
Oh, damn.
Look, I don't think I'm splitting the atom here when I say that Chester Cheetah is a stoner, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably.
I will quibble with that, but we'll save it for.
Okay. My impression of Chester Cheetah is that he is a stoner, and in some ways, that is his identity to the point that that's all he is. You encounter him, and you're like, "Oh, this is a cool stoner," and then you get to know him, and you're like, "No, he's not a cool stoner. He's not a funny stoner. He's just a stoner, and that's kind of all that he is." He doesn't have a personality apart from that. He's a trust fund kid. He went over and he was playing jazz one time, and you're like, "Oh, is this what you're into?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm super into jazz. I got this CD at Starbucks. It's a compilation. I'm a huge fan of John Coltrane." I hate Chester Cheetah, and I've met Chester Cheetah, this version of Chester Cheetah, and I don't want to have sex with him. Also, barbed dick. No thanks.
Okay. Kit, you're number 19.
The Noid. He's going to tell you that he's a dom that's into S&M, but it's that 50 Shades of Grey style, not actually S&M kind of sadism. Thankfully, he's got Wile E. Coyote energy, so he's definitely going to come in his own eye.
My number 19 is also the Noid.
James,
okay.
I know. Vulcan mind meld. Although it is different for me. I think he is the authentic article in his sadism. I think it is too extreme. I think it presents a real physical danger to anybody that he is with. You should not fuck the Noid under no circumstance. The FDA strongly recommends against fucking the Noid. The only saving grace is, as Kit pointed out, he's got that Wile E. Coyote shit, so there's a chance that his death machines won't kill you. But it's only a chance, and I'm not willing to take it.
All right. Hub, who is your number 19?
Count Chocula.
Okay.
I am probably in the minority here, but I do not find vampires under the best of conditions to be sexy. I think that immortality is kind of at odds with sexiness in a lot of ways. I think that there is something about embracing fleeting moments and knowing that they will come to an end that is part of the whole thing. And Count Chocula takes away the one thing that is interesting about vampires, which is the danger. There's no danger from this man. He's 500 years old, and he's nothing. He's nothing. The only saving grace, and the reason he's not lower on the list, is that he was voiced by Larry Kenney. So if he asked, you could maybe get him to do the Lion-O voice.
My number 19 is Eustace Tilley. It's 2022. I refuse to fuck anyone still wearing a monocle in 2022.
Foreshadowing.
I also think that he's probably going to be a pillow princess and a whiner. I will say, though, could be very satisfying to top if you can accept that whining is going to be a big part of that experience. All right, James, your number 20, please.
My number 20 is the Burger King. This man is a psychopath, not a sociopath, a psychopath. Here's the thing. You mention offhandedly that you're interested in exploring consensual non-consent. You don't see this man again until it happens.
Oh, fuck.
Horrifying. Horrifying.
But also scary. But also.
No, thank you. He has not discussed safe words. He has not discussed anything. He has not said a word. You said it, turned around, and he was gone. And the next time you will see him will be not good. Not good.
Oh, okay, when you put it like that, you've made some compelling points here today, James.
He's like Batman to your Jim Gordon, but actually, there's no difference. That's exactly what happens with Batman and Jim Gordon. But they love it. You won't.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm no Jim Gordon. All right, Hub, your number 20, please.
The Noid. Just many of the reasons have been gone over already, but he's a mean guy, and he's also completely inept. Frustrated and angry seem to be his only real settings. He doesn't actually want anything. He just wants to prevent other people from enjoying themselves, and fuck the Noid.
My number 20 is the Kool-Aid Man. I have a lot of problems here. Okay, number 1, he canonically spills Kool-Aid all over everyone at times. So the only safe place you can fuck unless you want to be like cleaning sugar off of everything is the shower. 2, he is the guy with one sex trick. It's a big sex trick, but once you've experienced it, you're pretty much done. Finally, 3, crucially, I already know exactly what he's going to say when he comes. Where is the suspense? I have nothing to look forward to or wonder about. I already know the ending to this story. No. All right, Kit, your number 20, please.
Big feels. I'm sorry if I'm about to ruin this character for anybody. Poppin Fresh, the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Yeah.
Y'all, something about him does not sit right with me. I think he's a pervert, and I realize this sounds like a pot and kettle situation on this show. But listen, he just seems like the kind of guy who seems like he'd be a great catch because he looks delicious and he's super enthusiastic, but he's gonna eat you.
What?
In the not fun way. He's a danger pervert.
What?
You're saying this is an Army Hammer situation?
This is like a. I think he's a tiny Dahmer. I just see it in the eyes.
Fuck.
Sorry, I ruined him for you. I didn't like his energy in the commercials. The eyes.
So he eats people. All right.
When I was first thinking about him, the first the worst. Okay, maybe he's the kind of person that like would try to stealth you. I was like, and then it just got worse in my brain. And I'm like, that. I was like, no, I think he's evil.
No, he won't try to stealth you. He'll try to legit straight up eat your body.
He's fucking evil.
Congratulations, you're going to have croissants in the best scenario.
Holy fucking shit.
There's a bun in the oven.
Oh, no. No, James, no.
All right, well, I mean, can it get worse? Yes, it can. Because
apparently so.
We are at number 21. The bottom of the fucking barrel, the worst of the worst. Hub, who is your number 21?
Big feels. The Hamburglar. Look, there is a lot to be recommended for the Hamburglar. In theory, I should be all about this guy. He has dedicated himself to a life of crime. I respect that.
Yes.
He holds up a mirror to McDonaldland and says, "This is what your unequal distribution of hamburgers has forced me to become. And so I shall smile and be a villain." That's all stuff that I can respect. But best case scenario, he looks like a fucking toddler. The reason I say best case scenario is because the other options are arguably worse. A couple years ago, McDonald's tried to do a thing where they did a, quote, sexy, unquote, Hamburglar, and that Hamburglar did not look sexy. That Hamburglar looked like he should be wearing Oakleys and sitting in a truck lecturing me about how I should do my own goddamn research. That is not a Hamburglar I want anything to do with. And if you go pre-1985 Hamburglar, it is just a mark of fucking terror. Pre-1985 Hamburglar is almost certainly played by Bob from Twin Peaks. Not the actor who played Bob, the character Bob from Twin Peaks. He is terrifying. I don't know if you have seen images of 1970s Hamburglar, but he is horrific. And if there is any % chance that Hamburglar is going to be the one I end up with, no thank you. And seeing as he is, I think, Bob from Twin Peaks, it's possible that Hamburglar is hiding inside the more palatable Hamburglar and just waiting for his opportunity. He's horrifying. No thank you.
Oh yeah, he's quite scary.
Jeez. All right. Kit, who's your number 21?
Ernest J. Ernie Keepler.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Mild-mannered peepums. Even if I was a peepums that was into peepumses, I would be bored. You're boring.
That's what got you to 21 was just like the idea that it would be boring? Okay, you know what? I'm going to leave this. We can fight about it later. That is very interesting to me that is where
you're not concerned about the physical danger presented by many of the others. Yeah, boring, you know?
Bob?
That's the worst thing.
Don't
Poppin
you dare
Fresh
judge
is
me.
a serial killer who you think is going to eat you. But this elf is kind of boring.
This is
way worse.
We can talk about it when we unpack it. Bob, do not fucking,
right.
How dare you come for me?
You're right.
I respect Kit. Kit fucks to feel alive, okay?
You're right. And I have no legs to stand on. I make terrible choices all the time. So
of course you don't, because the Pillsbury Doughboy is eating them already. Eating your legs off.
Okay. My number 21, big feels. Mr. Peanut. His pickup line is a joke about his 401k. His car just got detailed, so make sure you wipe your feet before you get in. He doesn't have a pet and doesn't understand why anyone would ever have a pet. He has his diplomas framed on the wall, and one of them is an MBA because of course it is. He asks how you feel about being filmed, and you have to threaten to break the camera before he puts it away. The sex is slightly better than you wish it was because you truly do hate him, but it's probably about a 6 out of 10, but fuck this guy and fuck his salty nuts. All right, James, you're number 21.
Is also Mr. Peanut. And it's because of the confusing tapestry that has become his canon. Mr. Peanut is canonically a child right now. That's unignorable to me.
Wait.
He was killed.
Yeah.
He was killed in 2020 and then replaced with Baby Nut, who over the course of 2020 rapidly grew up into an adult version of himself. Horrifying. And even if we try to look back, like go, okay, well, you know, we're not going to consider the most recent Mr. Peanut canon actually canon. He was briefly played by Robert Downey Jr., who is unignorably a Republican. So it's out, it's out, it's out.
Robert Downey Jr. was the fucking Mr. Peanut?
Briefly, yes.
That is so weird. God.
Mr. Peanut is a Time Lord?
Yeah.
So he fell off a cliff and then planted in the ground and grew a new nut, which was Baby Nut.
Oh, so it's like the Trinity. He's the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost.
Look, here's the thing. I would consider myself not very Catholic, but I'm Catholic enough that is a deep heresy. And I hope if I ever see you, I'm gonna have to stone you to death. I'm sorry.
Yeah, fair enough. It's how I wanted to go anyway.
It's the rules.
All right, this is it. We've arrived in marketing hell, where failed commercial mascots suffer in boiling lakes of new Coke forever. What can save us from the crushing misery of this damned existence? I know, buying consumer goods! Let's turn our attention to a sexier class of commercial mascot and see if we can't numb our pain with boners, booze, and junk food. Hashtag self-care. Now we get to move up and hopefully to a better place? Question mark? I mean, can't be worse than the place we just were. So, going to number 10. Hub, who is your number 10?
Poppin Fresh.
Okay.
Look, when I see Poppin Fresh, I see two things. He's very responsive, which I like. Vocal about what his likes are. Presumably what his dislikes are as well. And here's what gives him a little bit of a hidden edge. The chef hat. He's a professional cook. Therefore, he is seething with barely hidden rage, which adds a little spice to the whole thing. I've worked in kitchens and bars for about 20 years, and I have never met a cook, including myself, who was not filled with a barely submerged seething rage, and also usually drugs. And so I think there's something to this Poppin Fresh guy.
Oh, fuck.
Huh.
Okay, James, your number 10.
My number 10 is the English Muffin Freaks.
Yeah.
I think these folks are definitely kinky. I think they are new to it, though. Whatever steez it is they're on, they've got, their trumpet, they've got their whip, they've, packed their cart full of boys. They're going to International Mr. Leather for the first time. I am so happy for them. I'll fuck them in like kind of a group environment. I'm not going to be there for the long haul, but I think it'll be a fun thing to talk about for sure. I think really like the sleeper hit here is the Quaker Oats man. He's a Quaker. Quakers are notoriously hot and freaky. So yeah. But I think he's the one who kind of got the Thomas's boys into the whole scene.
Oh my God.
James, you're freaking me out. That's 4. My 10 is Thomas's English Muffin Stagecoach.
What the
Yes!
fuck?
Yes!
And James and
Okay.
I both did not put these boys on the list until right before the show started.
Yup.
So, I mean,
Things shifted around.
yeah. James said it. All I'm going to add is who can say no to a carb-filled orgy and keto D's nuts. There you go. Done.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. My number 10 is the Gorton's Fisherman. It gets lonely out there on the sea, baby. Like, you think this guy doesn't fuck like an absolute animal after after spending some time away from port? Now, I think limited finesse, extremely limited finesse. But I think there's a lot of enthusiasm, and I'm good with that. And also, I don't know, the oilskin jacket does something for me. I don't know what, but something. So,
Liquid slide right off. That's fun.
yeah, exactly.
Leave it on.
It's a waterproof. Yeah, totally. Hub, you're number 9.
Captain Morgan.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I like him. Seems fine. Seems like it'd be a good time, but a little bit performative, and I think it would just be a bit much for me.
All right. Kit, you're number 9.
Captain Morgan. This pirate fucks. I found a video of him playing a bass solo on stage at Vegas. Plus, he stands like he's got a big dick. Or at least big balls. Both are fine.
Which, if you don't have a big dick, I'll take these giant balls. A+.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay. My number 9 is Chester Cheetah. I've never fucked a weed dealer before. And part of me wishes I had. So this is the closest I feel like I'm going to get to a weed dealer. Because, weed is getting legalized everywhere. It's not that I couldn't, fuck another kind of dealer, but a weed dealer is, they're a dying breed, and this is a problem. It's going to be on a couch. The couch is going to have crumbs all over it. I don't think it's going to necessarily be very good, but it's a vibe. And then also, there's going to be so many snacks afterwards. And that, I love somebody who's like, I have a shitty buffet for you afterwards. And I'm like,
You can
"Thank you."
eat them while we watch Zeitgeist.
Yeah, that's not nothing. All right, James, you're number 9.
My number 9 is going to be Poppin Fresh, the Pillsbury Doughboy. I think he'd be fun to top. He's
Shit.
extremely responsive. He's like very giggly. It feels like you could make fun of him for a lot of things. I just feel like there's a lot to explore there.
God damn it.
Just never take your eyes off him. Be careful.
Well, I'm gonna have him tightly bound.
Oh, there you
so
go.
we don't have to worry
That's the
about that.
only way to do this. Now that Kid has introduced this terrifying headcanon.
He doesn't have teeth, so I'm a little bit curious about how the whole thing works. Is he like an axolotl and just like consumes the whole?
Yes.
It's a mythology I don't need to unpack.
If anybody's an axolotl, it's Phil Collins. Everybody knows that.
All right, Hub, who is your number 8?
Mr. Clean. Seems like a solid dude. Very warm, very protective. A bit of a neat freak, but, it'd be fun to mess him up a little bit or see what happens if you did make a mess.
Oh my god. Oh, you've introduced... I hadn't even thought of that. All right, my number 8 is the Jolly Green Giant. I just think he eats pussy. Like,
Oh, for sure.
yeah, look at that smile from the fucking print ad.
Oh, for sure.
That is the smile of a guy whose greatest joy in life is wearing your thighs as earmuffs. And like, it is just there. It's textual. It is on the page.
I think he can wear your thighs as one muff. Maybe a cotton swab.
Well, okay. In the early print ads, he's actually much closer. It's just a slightly problematic size difference. He's not a giant man.
Oh, and yeah. I know he changed a lot. Mine's gonna be the big boy, but you can just wait.
All right, Kit, who is your number 8?
Mr. Peanut.
Oh, damn. All right.
Wow,
Class trader.
okay.
Tell us all about it.
Oh, it is well established that I am after the rich.
It's true. Oh, shit. Is this where you eat the flesh?
I think this nut could make me nut. He dresses dapper, but he's like not uptight. And he's canonically interested in keeping my heart pumping. It just seems like the teasing sort of dom. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm canonically a gold digger on this show.
This is true. This is true. You do love a rich boy. All right. James, you're number 8.
My number 8 is going to be our good friend Count Chocula.
Stan!
I like a vampire.
Yes.
And here's the thing. Sure. Is he a weak Bela Lugosi? Yeah. But you can't fuck Bela Lugosi. That's like looking into the sun. You need a weak Bela Lugosi.
You have to fuck him through a pinhole camera.
Yeah. And all of you are thinking like, oh, he's seasonal, whatever. That works better. I don't have to worry about like messy emotions. I know that while he's around, I'm fucking him. And while he's not, I'm not. It's fine.
Yeah,
He's a satellite, baby.
I like it.
This is the best case I've heard yet for Count Chocula. Oh my god. Just like a fuck you in October. I'll see you again next year, baby.
Yeah, it's time for my spooky railing.
It's like sex nog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
And also
god.
when he comes, it's like chocolatey because it's like been sitting in the cereal. or
Okay,
whatever.
hold on. Let me
Oh.
move him up. Hold on.
Yeah, I was going to say that. All right. All right, moving on to number 7. Kit, who is your number 7?
Hamburglar. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm looking at the new Hamburglar, the one with the family. Clearly, he's been out of the game for a while. He's turning back to crime. And if he's looking at me, then he's looking for a mistress. I think he's going to fuck with a passion he hasn't fucked with in years. And he's like not my type, my super type, but like he's fine. He's got a nice jaw.
Wow. That's beautiful. All right, James, you're number 7.
It's going to be Toucan Sam.
Mhm.
He's a family man. You know, he's got 3 kids. You're not going to fuck frequently, but when you do, you're going to feel a real gratitude.
I thought those were like his nephews, but maybe I'm confusing this with fucking.
He's raising them.
DuckTales.
Yeah, right. I think those are his nephews, but yeah, you're right. He's doing all the stuff with them.
My number 7 is Smokey Bear. This is a bear man that wears jeans and a hat. Of course he fucks. Obviously he fucks. Like, he cares about more than himself, and he's got focus. Also, the dream. The fucking dream. He will engage in naughty camper roleplay and he's gonna punish you for like your unsafe fire practices, and you're like, oh, should I put out this fire all the way? And he's like, oh, you have to now. Grrr. Oh, so perfect. So fucking perfect.
I wish I could fuck in the woods, but I know what's out there.
And you're like, nothing good. That's what's out there. All right. Hub, who is your number 7?
The Gorton Fisherman.
Okay. Oh, good for you.
I like the slicker, and I look forward to being in a dedicated throuple with the sea.
Aww. That's really sweet. Number 6. James, you're number 6.
My number 6 is going to be Chester Cheetah. Everybody so far has classified him as a stoner. He is not a stoner. He is into heavy psychedelics. And here's the thing. I think he fucks tantric. He's very good at sex. I think my issue is I don't want to be around for whatever fucking conversation he has afterwards because it's all pseudo-philosophical bullshit. But while you're in the bedroom, that's good stuff.
Damn, where can I get me a cheetah on psychedelics now?
Yeah, the modern commercials are fucking weird. He's into some weird shit.
Well, and you said you didn't want to be on eBay, so that's going to be one option down.
All right. Hub, who is your number 6?
Ernest J. Keebler.
All right, make a pitch, baby.
All right. He's a hardworking union man who knows how to get the job done, but he is also a magical man who is a sprightly being who creates art. He's got a hidden sensitive side, but fundamentally he knows how to get the job done.
Okay, we're gonna have to. I will take objection to this. We'll put this in the. I can't remember the name of the segment.
Let's unpack that.
Put it
We
there.
will unpack it later.
He's management. He's not union.
No.
He's not.
I think he's like foreman.
Oh.
Okay,
I can't
all right.
wait.
No, we're gonna have dueling
Foreman
captains.
is management?
I cannot. Okay, I
A
cannot
foreman
wait to
at the
hear
plant
this.
is management?
No, we gotta save this. It's too good.
No, okay, save it. No, okay, we'll come back to it. All right, Kit, who's your number 6?
Mr. Clean. That earring, those rolled up pants. He's queer. And
Yeah, he
like
is.
definitely daddy, but like a treat you so right kind of daddy. He'll make your pre-anal douching part of the foreplay, and then
Oh.
he'll clean your sheets after sex. How nice.
Oh my God. Kit, my number 6 also Mr. Clean, and I have big feels that I was not expecting to have. I watched some of those commercials. I wasn't expecting this, but the hugest wave of like campground fuck feelings where it's like the guy who always leaves you better than he found you. So it's like, no.
Yeah.
Like if he's there, he's going to fix something. He's going to clean something. He brings food, helps you change the sheets, like is just not just dedicated to being in it with you during sex, but he is here for you afterwards. So like you're all messy. He's like, babe, you go get a shower. I'm going to go clean up the kitchen and I'm going to feed your cat. And then like while you're washing your hair, opens up the door and is like, hey, what do you want for dinner? Don't worry about just whatever you want. And you're like, I've really been craving like this really fancy sushi. And he's like, you know what? Good for you. You deserve it. Absolutely. And I just think he can't do every kind of fuck on the spectrum. I don't think you're going to get everything necessarily from Mr. Clean, but you are going to have a full service experience. And that's so good. So good. Now we are moving into number 5. All right, Hub, who is your number 5?
The Jolly Green Giant.
All right.
He just seems really nice and cool and like handsome guy. Like it's a very vanilla choice, but vanilla's a delicious flavor. And he's just a nice, big, green, handsome man. I think you'd feel very, very safe, very protected, and good guy.
I love that a giant green man is your vanilla choice. This show.
I hadn't even clocked that until you said that, kid. I was like, yeah, no, that's a vanilla choice. I do 100%.
Vanilla's a bean.
Yeah.
Hey!
All right, Kit, who's your number 5?
The Geico Gecko.
Oh,
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
You know what? Good for you.
Okay.
Good for you. Tell me all about him.
In trying to imagine the Gijinka version of him, because I'm not fucking a little lizard.
Yeah.
I envisioned this dweeby British guy who's like super cute in how much he wants to satisfy you, but he's fully aware that he's no Tony the Tiger. So he read a book on how to do sex good right before the date. Oh, so cute. And I'm with James. He's not a top.
He read a book on how to do a good sex. That's adorable. Okay. All right. James, your number 5?
My number 5 is Captain Morgan. You know, he's a pirate. Pirates are sexy. We're living in the era of our flag means death. It's also unignorable that the historical inspiration for Captain Morgan led one of the greatest pirate raids in all of history in Panama. Like, pretty cool. Yes, there is his life after he retired from piracy, which was mostly in owning land, which is quote unquote owning slaves. So not great. But if we, disconnect that part of his history, he's just a fun pirate. And like, yeah, are you going to have to suck his dick while he props his leg up on something? Absolutely. But if you can get over that bit of cheesiness, you're going to have a good time.
All right, my number 5, which I know it's not going to be controversial, but it's going to be somewhat controversial in light of how the rankings are going. My number 5 is Tony the Tiger. I know. We'll see how this shakes out. So, as far as I'm concerned, the only way this is happening is him holding you up against the wall of the gym locker room. And yes, it is probably bro sex. I certainly hope it's bro sex. There is nothing wrong with bro sex. Sometimes you want to high five the person you're fucking, and you still want to kiss them so hard that you can't remember to breathe. It can be both, okay?
Romantic fist bump.
Yeah, exactly. I'm here for it. Number 4. Kit, who is your number 4?
Eustace Tilly.
Wow!
Yeah!
Wow!
James doesn't know me yet. Everyone else is like, yeah, you fucking gold digging shallow hole. Fucking yeah.
I mean, wow, enjoy it while it lasts, because he's rich in the 20s.
This is true. Take a while and get it. Is a pretty well-dressed man. And I'm sure I'm not smart enough for him. But he's interested in butterflies. I can tell you all about lepidopterans. Let's talk bugs.
All right, James, you're number 4.
My number 4, classic bathhouse gay Mr. Clean.
Yeah.
He's got that daddy energy. He's also a genie, which I think carries some very interesting possibilities. Fucking Mr. Clean could open up you to a wealth of, magical experiences, which is pretty cool. The other thing that really you need to think about with Mr. Clean, you can get as filthy and messy and unhinged as you want, because once things are over, the second your post-nut clarity hits and you start to feel gross, that's when you're clean. So you only get the sexy parts of being messy.
Oh my God.
I love it.
Oh my God. I just... Can't we all fuck Mr. Clean? This is so good.
I low-key think that is kind of why he was designed the way he's designed. Also, he has the energy of Picard from Star Trek, so...
Yes! Thank you! 100%. So, my number 4 is the most interesting man in the world. I think this hinges on whether or not you believe the hype.
Yeah.
I am choosing to believe it. And you know what? I'm also going to say that I'm not going to say that the sex here is necessarily perfect, but it is the kind of sex that leaves you with a story to tell, and it's like memory sex. And so you're never going to forget that whatever you had with the most interesting man in the world, whether it was good or bad. And sometimes that kind of sex is worth so much over the course of your life that oh my God, I can't believe that fucking happened sex. And so...
We'll always have Monte Carlo.
Exactly. And so I'm like, okay, you know what? It could have been bad, but I get to remember that, we were hovering above a shark's cage or whatever, all this other shit. I mean, I know he's not James Bond, but come on, he's kind of James Bond. So, yeah, number 4. Hub, you're number 4.
McGruff the crime dog.
Okay.
I don't know. I've been watching a lot of film noirs, and he's got that Humphrey Bogart vibe to him. Plus, he's a good boy.
Oh,
I mean, yes, he is a cop, and that is gonna be difficult for me philosophically. But the other thing I've been watching a lot of is Columbo, and Columbo, I think, is the only cop I remember wearing an actual trench coat. So if he's like a Columbo / Humphrey Bogart type and a good boy, yeah, all right.
And if you can't fuck with the cop thing, you can always betray him. That's usually what happens to the people who fuck noir protagonists.
All right. Number 3. James, who is your number 3?
Classic bathhouse gay, the Jolly Green Giant. He's big, he's strong. This is an era pre-bodybuilding. He's just into himself and taking care of himself. And hey, sucking his dick gives you vitamins.
Oh my God. Wouldn't you even have to take vitamins? Fuck.
so big. How? Oh, that's I believe in you, James.
It's a multivitamin.
All right.
You gonna be flavor blasted, my dude.
All vitamins feel enormous. So
That's true. All right, Kit, you're number 3.
Big feels. And big apologies, the Burger King.
Yeah, give it to us.
Whoa! No regard for your personal safety.
I was gonna say,
Hey,
okay,
he's
so
not Pillsbury
Poppin Fresh
Doughboy.
gonna eat you, but the Burger King will not. Go on.
Okay, here's the scenario. He knows I used to date Ronald McDonald. When the clown and I broke up, the king swooped right in. He tries so hard to please me. I have it my way, and he's not bad. But I can tell this relationship isn't about me. He subtly tries to get information about the way my ex would fuck, just so he can demonstrate that he could do it better.
Whoa!
And it's only better some of the time, because that's Burger King, baby. I wish he would just admit how much he wants to hate fuck Ronald, but he rich, bitch. So I'm gonna just let him figure it out on his own.
I really think there is something to this, that you're right. He's obsessed with Ronald McDonald. And he's so passionate about that. So being the vessel of his passion, if you can fuck Ronald McDonald, you can have some of the best sex of your life with the Burger King.
Yeah, jeez. That's amazing. Kit, you've painted a picture.
I watch, God bless YouTube and YouTube creators and the random shit they make videos about. I watched the history of Burger King, and I was like, this is the story. He's obsessed with McDonald's.
Yeah, but I don't think he's obsessed with McDonald's like a single white female type thing. I think he's obsessed with McDonald's like Bizarro is obsessed with Superman. Which I don't think is necessarily going to lead to the best sexual encounter.
But
He cares about it.
this is true. He'll commit. He's not going to half-ass it. All right. Hub, you're number 3.
It's Tony the Tiger.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if there's too much I have to say. I'm sure someone else will say it better, but he's Tony the Tiger. I'm surprised he's that low on the list, honestly. He's Tony the Tiger. He's like encouraging. He's very hot. He's got a nice deep voice. I think sex with him would be great. And
I can't believe you said that in such a stereotypical tiger voice.
I specifically did not use my stereotypical tiger.
That's true. You didn't. I didn't hear a trace of thorough Ravenscroft in there.
Yeah, I just I like Tony the Tiger. I'm not splitting the atom here. He's hot.
Yeah. I mean, we're all basic tiger bitches. As this list is developing. My number 3 is the people in the Thomas English muffin carriage.
Woohoo!
Yeah. So the premise is that they're all into me and I'm into them, but there's only one me. So, okay, not a mathematician, but clearly the only logical way this could go is you're just like passed around like a party favor while the horse is just grazing. That sounds like an A+ time. Is it good? I think after the third time your muffin is split open, who the fuck cares? Like,
If this carriage is rockin', come a knockin', because more the merrier.
yeah, amen. Exactly. You're like, is there like a fox hunt coming through? You know what? Stop fucking hunting that fox. Come hang out with us, baby. Do that. That's how we change the course of English history
Yes,
somehow.
come get this fox.
Yeah. Okay, we're closing in. Number 2. Hub, who is your number 2?
The Thomas English Muffin people.
Wow! Yes, Hub. Yes. Tell me.
Look, man, we're going to fill all each other's nooks and crannies, and it's going to be a hell of a time. I actually like these Thomas English Muffins people. They're shrouded in mystery. You won't know who's doing what. They're anonymous silhouettes. But you know what else they are? They're transgressive. They've got like a high-class, low-class thing going because you have the stagecoach driver. But in a traditional stagecoach, that thing's all covered up so that the richos have to stay inside and don't have to deal with the lower class, like Chim Chim Charu guy who's whipping the horses.
Yeah.
These guys fucking upended their stagecoach, took the top off of it so that everybody gets to hang out together. One of them's a musician. They're having a great time. I'm having a great time. They got a lot of stories. Is there a highwayman? Probably. It's a stagecoach.
Oh,
That would be a fun little sex game to play with them.
Oh my
Who's the
god.
highwayman?
If you were to top everyone in the Thomas's English Muffin stagecoach, man,
Stand and deliver.
pull the coach over, boys, and get on your knees.
Yeah. Oh.
Something Hub said made me think of a motto for this podcast. Hard choices. No hole unfilled.
I mean, it is true. It is kind of the promise of the show. All right, Kit, who is your number 2?
Jolly Green Giant.
Yeah.
Ho, ho, ho is what I am when this happy verdant big boy comes around. Look at that cheeky smile. He's fetishizing my size as much as I'm fetishizing his.
Oh my god.
Yeah! Yes. I mean, God, if you look at the 1945 Jolly Green Giant, that is exactly what's fucking happening.
It's really something special. Okay, my number 2 is Captain Morgan. Did you see the commercial with Gal Gadot?
I did not.
One.
No.
Oh, it's very
Don't
good.
have to link that.
So 1.
Does she play Captain Morgan?
No, that would be too good.
Okay. You had me
I know
very
everybody
excited.
would be like, okay, our list, we have to pause the podcast. We have to throw all the data out. It's bad data. We have to start over. So number 1, there's a lot of hello, daddy. 2, in the commercial, he whisks her away from every like normative thing in her life and gives her a chance to be her own person. And so you get that in sex sometimes, and I'm not saying it's guaranteed like the best fuck of your life, but fucking that person is kind of how you learn what the best fuck of your life would even look like. So I think that person is worth a lot in your sort of sexual history to go like, this was the person who like broke me out of the mold and showed me like a different way. And so I'm like, and oftentimes I feel like Captain Morgan, just the alcohol has served that purpose for so many people. Okay, James, who is your number 2?
Classic bathhouse gay Tony the Tiger.
Oh my god, I love this so much.
He is a high school sports coach. Okay? That's who he is. But on the weekends,
James, that's too hot.
he goes into that bathhouse, he hangs up that towel, and he has fun with all the boys, you know? Yeah, he's great. He's buff, but it's like a classic, again, pre-bodybuilding era gay buff. He's just great.
This is so beautiful.
Yeah, the first ab wasn't invented until like 83, right?
Yeah.
All right, this is it. We made it. We fucked our way through capitalism. We have arrived at the pinnacle? ? Hub, who is your number 1?
Smokey the Bear.
Okay.
Only I cannot prevent the fire in my pants for this hot jeans-wearing bear. He just seems like a nice bear. He's big, he's burly, he's stern. Yeah.
I mean, he'll hold you so close in the winter.
Aww.
Yeah.
All right, James, you're number 1.
Classic bathhouse gay Smokey the Bear.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the original bear. You know he wears those jeans because his cock is amazing.
It'd be too distracting. You're right.
Exactly.
It's a
The
reverse
raccoons
Winnie
are
the
like
Pooh
going,
situation.
"What the
I'm sorry, was I supposed to put out the fire or keep it going? I can't remember because that dick is too good. Only you can top me,
Oh.
Smokey the Bear.
Oh my god. All right. Kit, who is your number one?
Big feels. Tony the Tiger.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So, I noticed the masculine mascots of brands marketed to children tend to have dad energy. Understandable. Tony certainly has that, but he's also definitely daddy. Guys, he's an energy switch. You can cute out over how good of a non-toxic father figure he is to the kids. Then at night, after he's tucked the kids into bed, he easily picks you up, brings you to the bedroom, and fucks you into the bed, bitch. He's great.
Yeah, man, thinking of him, like, you calling him a switch, thinking of, like, Tony the Tiger bottoming, because a bottom who can toss you around in the bedroom is actually a real fun thing to have, for sure.
I was like, and like he does it both. He can be such a sweet doofus with the kids.
He's a team player. Whatever the team needs, he can fill that role.
I was like, and daddy and dad? Yeah. I just was like,
he's
how about
everything.
that?
Well, I'm about to embarrass myself. Number one, big feels. The Hamburglar.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Okay. So if he goes after what he wants with the single-minded devotion that he clearly does, look, I'm sorry. If he wants my orgasms the way he wants those fucking hamburgers, I'm gonna die of sexual exhaustion. Guy, I just want him to wreck me while I get to wear his hat. And then he's gonna tuck me in as he leaves out the window before Mayor McCheese finds out that my virtue has been compromised, pausing only to whisper, like as he's at the window, "Robble, robble," and then out into the night.
I can't follow where you're leading.
I know. Who can? This is a story for me and me alone, I'm afraid. But I couldn't deny what's in my heart, and what's in my heart is very stupid. So
The important thing is that you're honest. you know?
yeah. I mean, what else can I fucking do with my life here? And now we need to turn to one another and interrogate some of the choices that we've made in a segment we call Let's Unpack That. Okay, James, I want to... This is not a critique. This is not an attack. This is purely a kind of exploration of... So you have given us a buffet of classic bathhouse gays.
Yeah, for sure.
And they're all beautiful and special, and I love all of them. I was really curious about how did you create a hierarchy of them? Because are there 4 or 5 of them? How many bathhouse gays do we have?
I believe it is 4 overall. Let me check my. Oh, I've closed the doc.
That would be like Smokey, Tony,
Smokey, Tony, Mr. Clean,
and the Jolly Green Giant.
And the Jolly Green Giant.
Okay.
Yeah. So assigning rank is difficult. They all hang out and fuck in the same club.
It's true.
Like that's kind of the end of the day. So like basically from there, I'm going after like ideology, which is why Smokey wins out. He's an environmentalist. So that's it. Then, for Tony the Tiger, there's just a real approachable energy there. Jolly Green Giant has some like himbo shit. He's also like, at least vegetarian, if not vegan, which that's an energy that could not hit right. Of course, this is all happening in the 70s, so who knows exactly where all that lies. But yeah.
Beautiful. Just out of curiosity, are there still classic gay bathhouses in Chicago?
Yes, there are. Definitely.
I'd love to see it. I know the only major city I've ever lived in is Dublin, and there is one remaining. And it is or there's only ever been one because of the way that a predominantly Catholic country is.
Sure.
But there is one, and I'm I'm so glad. I'm so happy. There's a holdout.
We got to talk about unions. We got to talk about unions and foremen and the role that they play. First of all, even if we were to say that Mr. Keebler is the foreman of this place, his family name is the name of the business and factory.
Oh,
he's not a laborer.
Okay.
He shouldn't even be in the union.
I mean, we could go very dark with this, and it could be an Oompa Loompa situation where the reason his last name is that is because the Keebler family owns all the elves.
Oh,
that's still not putting him in a labor camp. Well, he's still definitely part of the management breaking the backs of labor. And even if he was, let's talk about the foreman role, because that is what you promote someone who is a union leader to that role in order to sow distrust within the union itself.
I understand that. In my mind, he is like a union shop steward. He is a worker. He is on the side of the workers. But you're right. He is in charge of them, and that does, I guess, put him in the management camp. In my mind,
he certainly wants you to think that way of him, for sure.
It makes
it
worked.
Politically convenient.
It worked because I did think of him that way, and I still, in my mind, I have difficulty not thinking of him that way.
Just like the Orange Cat says, you're not immune to propaganda. You know?
Tony the Tiger said that?
So quick.
I would also say, though, Hub, thinking about your point about Poppin Fresh, that maybe this also is part of your chef feelings. He's not a chef, but he's chef adjacent and
industrial scale chef.
Yeah. Is this part of your, you love somebody who's secretly filled with rage, but also has drugs?
Honestly, with Ernie Keebler, it more builds into my love of Golden Age comic book creators.
Really?
Because almost all of them end up being first-generation immigrants who are the sons of tailors. And tailors are that kind of nexus of, there's an artistic element to it, but it is definitely a craft rather than an art. And so Golden Age comic book creators, were almost uniformly come from that background and were pursuing art in a way that was, but I have to pursue this as my job. And so in my mind, and I know there's just a lot of stuff getting mixed in with that, but Ernest Keebler is basically Jack Kirby. And so...
Wow.
Yeah. It took some convoluting to get there, but that is kind of, a short gentleman.
If Ernie Keebler has fought Nazis, then maybe
both
it can
in
be
the war
more
and in the streets.
Oh, wow.
I've learned so much today. I have more to talk to Eustace Tilley about, finally.
Kit, I just am curious. What is your plan for escaping with the money in any of these cases?
Escaping with the money?
Oh, you want to... so you're just going to be...
The money's not going to be there. He's rich in the 20s.
I don't have to marry him, right? If I don't marry him, then once he owes no money, I just go, right? Sugar baby worked.
So you're not planning on introducing Poppin Fresh into this situation to dispose of the evidence, and then you just get to keep all the money.
I don't think that's how inheritance works. I don't think if you commit the murder, if you're not intertwined with the family, that you get any.
Kit didn't commit the murder. They were tragically eaten by a doughboy.
Who would believe that? Case closed. Only true crime fanatics at that point, many, many years later, are going to figure it out.
Did he happen to be beneficiary on all of those wills? Okay, yeah, that doesn't prove anything. Mr. McGruff.
Poppin Fresh, did you see anything? Hee hee.
Okay, we should really. What happened? What commercial did you watch?
Oh,
what?
okay. The commercial that
Did-
triggered it.
Was a crescent roll, did a crescent roll, land the wrong way in your life one time and you've just never been okay since?
The commercial that first sparked this really weird thought was one where he's like in an airport. I think it might be a commercial for a different brand. Do you remember?
Yes, it's for Geico.
Yes. Maybe this is Geico propaganda. But he's walking through the little, the TSA bullshit. And I don't know, man. He just seemed like way too about the TSA person touching him. I was like, that's their job. Don't make it weird, man. And then I just kind of began to see.
Oh, I'll bet that guy eats people.
I began to see I bet he's kind of manipulative and he's gonna.
I kind of get that. The person's trying to do their job and you're making it about your fetish.
Yeah.
I see there being a creeper, a very sinister element to that.
Yeah. And
I don't see the line between that and cannibal.
It's in the eyes.
I do see
it's in the eyes.
The distinction of that's weird to have your fetish be at these people who are just trying to do their goddamn job. Where did the eating? Okay, so it's just the eyes.
It's
just the eyes.
eyes are the second. They were the thing that I was like, oh, I don't really like his thing. And then I saw that's other sinister manipulator under there.
And I mean, he is made of dough, so the idea of one of you eating the other is introduced by that very nature.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're putting it together for me. Thank you. I certainly didn't think that hard.
then have to. I know we touched on it, but I feel like I have to press you, Kit. That was number 20. 21 was an elf who was a little bit boring.
Yeah. I mean, at least with Poppin, if I'm careful, I eat him. And then I have a really cool story about the whole situation.
Yeah. I have Kit's back on this one. Yeah. Have the exciting, dangerous encounter. Don't have this boring encounter. You don't need it.
I mean, I am on that team. I respect that. I'm not used to seeing Kit go down I could be eaten alive, but and that is preferable to the boring fuck. But
Two of us are going into that bedroom. One of us is leaving.
Bob, this is your fault.
is my bad influence on you?
I had the most basic opinions the very first episode of Hard Choices. And now look at me. This is you.
You have come so fucking far. I barely recognize you.
So, you've got Jolly Green Giant at 8. That's pretty high. That's on the upper half.
Yeah.
I remember you being not about Chernabog because he's big. Unless there was some other Chernabogian elements I'm forgetting.
It was actually not about Chernabog's size had nothing to do with it. It was about the fact that Chernabog, I know we're rehashing, but that one actually had a lot more to do. No, fucking get all your fucking monster cum on me. That's fine.
You asked Marissa and I how. You were
that was just purely a logistical question.
Okay.
I did not. I just wanted to know your mechanics. I just wanted to know your ideal scenario. I had no problems with it. And nor do I have any problems with the giantness of the good Jolly Green Giant. That is not an issue. I just feel like the Jolly Green Giant and Chernabog far more, that was a case of him not being, he didn't have a fucking identity. He was just a guy what likes a spooky thing. And the Jolly Green Giant has a lot more of an identity, but the Jolly Green Giant also is I don't know, guy hawking a frozen food. I get it. He eats pussy. That's great. I'll take that.
He likes beans. He'll lick that bean for sure.
I mean, if we're gonna quibble over things, Jolly Green Giant does not eat pussy.
I mean, he kind of eats everything.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's gonna aim that.
It's true.
Tiny.
He doesn't have there's no the dexterity for anything specific. All right, and we have put everything through what I believe Claire has called the Fuckatronic 9000. And now we have definitive rankings to find out which of these mascots is the absolute most fuckable and who probably eats people?
Let's get it.
Okay, there is just a preponderance of ties that we are trying to work through. So it's going to be kind of a mess, but we're going to do our best. Okay. Okay, remember, this is a list of 21. We are starting at number 13 as the bottom. That is how many ties we're working with.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, number 13, the Noid. No one wants to fuck.
Okay.
I guess except me, kind of.
Not surprising.
Whoa, hey there. Number 12, Mr. Peanut Kit. All right. Tied for number 11 is the Keebler Elf Ernie and the Kool-Aid Man. In a three-way tie for number 10 is Eustace Tilly, Count Chocula, and Poppin Fresh.
Wow.
They're gonna die.
All right. Number 9 is the Burger King. Number 8 is McGruff the Crime Dog and the Most Interesting Man in the World. I feel they could drink. They're probably drinking buddies, I feel like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
McGruff is a heavy drinker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is. That guy has, he's got
He's a
regrets.
detective in Chicago.
In a four-way tie for number 7, we have the Gorton's Fisherman, the Hamburglar, Toucan Sam, and Chester Cheetah.
Jesus
I
Christ.
can't believe you brought the Hamburglar up so high.
Yeah.
Look, the power of my boner. What can I say? I just want to wear that hat. Okay.
You lift him up.
Number 6 is the Geico Gecko. Number 5 is Smokey Bear. Number 4, thank you for getting them on this list, James. The Thomas English Muffins Carriage, folks.
I am really happy with how high they placed.
And you know
I was
who else?
very surprised.
You know who else is number 4 is Captain Morgan. He is going to blow their fucking minds.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah.
I gotta say, when it
He's
was
the highwayman.
oh, totally. When
He is.
when the Thomas's English Muffins carriage was first introduced, I was literally thinking of it as the carriage, and I think it probably would have placed at around the same place on my list.
Like a Herbie situation. Is that
Yeah,
what
it's
you
got
were
so many
imagining?
stories.
Oh, yeah. You know? Okay. Number 3 is Mr. Clean. Number 2 is the Jolly Green Giant. And number 1, I think surprising literally no one, is Tony the Tiger.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, now to find out our median. What is the middle number of 13? I don't fucking know. Okay.
7, right?
7? Is
6.5. So 7.
7 is an orgy, then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The middle of
okay.
our list is a fucking orgy.
Okay, so who do we have the least? Okay, so the Hamburglar is highly controversial.
He was a number 1 and a number 21.
Yeah, I've done that a couple of times. I think actually the place we are closest is Toucan Sam because we have
Yeah.
11, 13, 14, and 7. So I think our split is the lowest on that particular one.
I think
So
Toucan
believe-
Sam feels like a good medium, you know?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he's the character that I don't think anybody had really strong feelings about either way.
He was my median, so it
Yeah.
was right.
And
Yeah.
so I think that's it. Toucan Sam is the median of mascot fuckability in this world. I guess we just have to live with that.
Okay.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, Bob, what's up with the smell thing? Like you don't like that he likes smells?
No, I guess it's just like it'd be weird if like his thing was just like because there are people with scent kink.
Uh-huh.
And like that's not necessarily a deal breaker, but it depends on like what are you doing? Like
You just fascinate me, and you have the Noid over him.
I just feel like the Noid is gonna try so hard to make me not come that he's gonna fail at it. It's gonna be hilarious. I just want to come and watch him go like, you foiled my plan.
Not again.
And then I'm like, ha, bitch. Wait, no, foil me again, please. No, that would be amazing. That sounds like an ideal weekend.
I love this because he has the denial kink and you are topping him and denying him that, which is just, this is
Whoa.
some brain genius
We're
shit.
getting a Mr. Peanut level of paradox here happening.
Jesus, that Mr. Peanut thing is going to haunt me. And now we have to turn to the overall fuckability rating of this universe. So, out of 10 boners, how fuckable is this universe of mascots that we have railed our way through?
I'm going to say like 7. Like,
damn.
Honestly, more than I thought it was going to be. And there were, like, all of James' classic bathhouse gays were really clumped together on that list and really did drag the average up really high.
Yeah.
I had, like, I coded mine in terms of, yeah, that would be fun, no real interest, but no real disinterest, and then hard nose. I only had 4 people that were on the, like, no way list, and 12 that were on the, yeah. So, I feel like definitely above average, so pretty good.
2.
Mm.
I don't actually want to fuck most of them.
Okay, who are your, like, very few holdouts that are,
Tony.
Okay, Tony is a yes.
And Jolly Green Boy. Jolly Green Big
And that's
Boy.
it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm also a 2. Like, they're advertisements,
Yeah.
you know? They are just, you'd be fucking them and it would be like product placement.
I think I have to go 4 because some of these, I don't want very many of them, like, compared to my usual, which is ravenously. I want these, but the ones I do want, I want enough to say a 4 because Mr. Clean, like Captain Morgan, I mean the Hamburglar. That's enough. I'll take it.
I temporarily forgot about the Hamburglar. I'm changing mine to a 3.
Okay. All right.
What a swing.
Before we depart, what did we learn here today?
A lot about unions. I learned a lot about unions.
I learned how much Kit has grown to the point.
Look what you've done.
Is it growth? Is it a corruption arc?
You know, I mean, I guess as the villain here, I see it as growth, but you're right. I mean, that's extremely true. I don't know that I've done them any favors, but I don't know. Kit, do you feel like your world is richer now that you ranked Ernest J. Keebler so low and were like, maybe I'd fuck the Pillsbury Doughboy?
It's a lateral move. Things have changed. Only time will tell if it's better or worse for me.
Oh, you know what? Also, I learned that the brand loyalty to Cheetos, there's limits.
Yeah.
You're not gonna fuck that boy just to get them hot Cheetos.
I have eaten many a hot Cheeto off of the ground, but
You realize his dick tastes like a Flamin Hot Cheeto.
Hold on. I need to recalculate.
That's canonical.
I need to recalculate.
I learned how many mascots are spending time in the bathhouse. I was going over this list. Like I had sort of, classic bathhouse gay was definitely going to be a Tony the Tiger thing for me. But as I was looking at the list, I was like, more and more of these gentlemen are confirmed bachelors.
It's so true. It's so true. It's definitely a kind of snapshot of time of like, what are we into as a country? And it's like, bathhouse gays, as it turns out. Like,
I learned that Count Chocula's real name is Alfred.
Yeah.
Alfred Chocula, that was new.
thank you all for joining me on this. Oh, well, I don't know what we've done here, but something. So thank you for coming along on this ride, for entering into the spirit of this nightmare / Wonderland ? So I would like to go around, and if you got stuff to plug, I would like to invite you to please plug it. Hub, would you like to go first?
Sure. I do a podcast called Tighten Up the Defense. That's Titan, where we talk about either Defenders comics or New Teen Titans comics. And it's a nice time. And I also co-host a Howard the Duck podcast with my wife. That's a Patreon-only podcast for people who donate to Tighten Up the Defense. And that is called What the Duck, a podcast most foul but with a W, 'cause he's a duck. That's the full name of the show, because I'm great at branding. And I also write for a show called Garden Plots with Skeletor, which is another one of those podcasts that's where Skeletor hosts a gardening show, and it's about,
God, it's kind of a cliche. There are so many.
I know. We started it before. There were like 100 of those, but
yeah.
Thank you so much for taking on the attempt to plug that show that is unpluggable. I appreciate.
Wait, which one are you talking about?
I know. This is
just
the problem.
plugged 3 shows that are unpluggable.
Real quick, James does the best Cobra Commander you've ever heard.
Oh yeah, James
on
is
Garden Plots.
The greatest thing that has ever happened.
Catch my fan fictions about Skeletor and Cobra Commander, please.
Oh, yeah. No, you've given me feelings about that I did not previously have.
If you would like to check out me and my projects, if you're into role-playing games, check out One Shot. It's an actual play podcast where we explore as many different role-playing games as possible with a wonderful rotating cast of guests. You can also check out my ongoing project, Campaign Skyjacks, which is a show about gay sky pirates in a universe inspired by the music of the Decemberists. I really think you will enjoy it. Also, if you like books about role-playing games, you can head out to wherever books are sold to pick out the Ultimate RPG Character Backstory Guide Expanded Genres Edition, my latest book. It is full of prompts, exercises, and mini-games to help make the process of developing more complex and interesting character backstories easy and fun.
I own the Backstory Guide, the first one. I also own the Ultimate Micro RPG book, which is super fun.
That book is great, an underrated gem. It is sadly the least best-selling of all my books, which upsets me because I wanted to do another one, and that feels like that will be unlikely based on the sales of that first one. So head out, pick it up. It's got some fucking incredible games in it by really, really talented designers.
If you and your friends just have like a night and nobody prepped like a game, just open this book up. It's got all kinds of fun little games. In fact, Bob, I'm bringing that to vacay. We're going to play some.
Yes, please. I need it. And I am the mad genius behind Hard Choices. I have a Patreon. If you go over there, you can get the weird shit that we keep hidden away because it's a little too weird. James is making a face. Well, James, we do a thing called Weird Choices, which I'll probably invite you on at some point. And that's where we rank concepts or things that are not sexual and just like, what's the vibe? What is the vibe of a semicolon?
Dentistry is the least fuckable, medical
like
art
profession.
For sure.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, this is the kind of shit we get into. James, which of the national parks is the most fuckable? That's the kind of shit we do in Weird Choices.
Boy.
I know.
Yeah,
Grand Tetons got
one.
A lot of like stuff going on there.
I mean, there's one in Hawaii, right? I kind of feel like whatever's going on there is
There's
going to
that
be the most
volcano
fuckable.
one there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, high risk, high reward, I guess. But these are the kind of hot takes you can enjoy if you go subscribe to our Patreon and go listen to the weird shit that we do over there. That's also where you can get access to our Discord, which is a private, horny, wholesome community. I know that sounds like an oxymoron, and yet somehow we have done it. It is not spooky and it is not bad. Kit, can you say a nice thing about it and to say that you have been there as a normal person? Well, I mean, now that I've corrupted you, I don't know how much this is going to stand up in court. But can you try, I guess, to substantiate my false claims here?
Yeah, no, I love it. It's very safe space for being horny with other people, and you don't have to worry about creepos. Like nobody there is a creep. We're just like all...
Yeah. And nobody's there like posting a full-length porn or anything. No. Everybody's just like, I saw this butt on the internet and it was really great. And everybody goes, oh my God, that is a great butt. It's beautiful. It's everything that Twitter tried to be and failed at. I know. Twitter. Escape if you can. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Thank you so much for looking deep into your cereal cabinet and wondering, what if I did fuck that tiger guy? Thank you. Thank you for thinking that with us. You're very brave. You're very sexy. We all think you're great. All right, bye.
Stay hard, my friends.
This has been Hard Choices. If you want to show your support and get even more goofs from behind the scenes, visit patreon.com/hard choices and become a patron. You'll get exclusive voting rights and participation in every weird new thing we do. If you like the show, please consider leaving a 5-star rating and review on the podcatcher of your choice. It shows people what's fun about the show and makes it easier for others to find it too. Hard Choices is produced by MeganBob. Our theme song is Funk Me by Soundroll. This piece and all music used in this production is licensed through Upbeat. You can find details in our show notes and listen to more great tunes at upbeat.io, spelled UPPBEAT.io. The Hard Choices logo is designed by Claire Mulkerin. If you'd like to get into touch with us, look for the Smash Fiction Fan Faction on Facebook and join the conversation. Thank you so much for listening and hanging out with us. You're a peach! It's Hard Choices. I don't like how I said That's very creepy. Like, what kind of fucking Crypt Keeper was that?
Read it like the Crypt Keeper.
It's Hard Choices.
Number 1, Colonel Sanders. A real person, which was not necessarily a deal breaker so much as the way that the KFC Corporation has taken his corporate image and used it mercilessly. There's a sad video on YouTube if you want to know more. If you don't want to know more, just know it's sad and that's enough.
Now, does this cover Chinese Colonel Sanders?
What?
You realize the mascot is different in China.
I've never seen
Go
this.
on.
If it's a totally different person,
It's a different guy.
cool. Well, that should be fine. I mean, I don't know if there's a sad
James,
YouTube video on him.
I'm gonna. Yeah, there might be a sad YouTube video on him. I cannot confirm that there's no sad YouTube video.
Just
there.
from the hip, how fuckable is the Chinese Colonel Sanders?
Okay, so the thing that we really need to think about is that the most popular fast food franchise in China imported from the U.S. is KFC.
Okay.
So I think just generally speaking that increases his fuckability just by a lot because like there's just a joyful association, you know.
Okay. I mean, then now I'm wondering, like, does that make me want to fuck Santa Claus? Because I have positive associations there, but okay.
Well, I don't know that that's what makes you want to, but I would bet money that you want to fuck Santa Claus, Bob.
Thanks, Hub. This is what I get for bringing my friends on the show, isn't it?
I'm not betting against you, Hub.
Fuck you guys. How dare you? Okay.
I'm just gonna post this link here so that everybody
beautiful.
can make a flash in the pan decision about how fuckable.
Just a quick up-down yes/no vote.
So it's called Colonel Tsang?
I don't know if they changed his name. He does. I would describe him as like a cute old man.
Yeah.
You know?
He's got a twinkle in his eye. This guy knows some things.
That's a different person.
Yeah. Again, being someone who is older, magnificent sex would lead us to believe that perhaps if he is still sexually active, he's quite good at what he does. So
I don't know. This guy seems like he probably still fucks. So from this one slightly
This one
abstracted image.